We're on the final issue of Dark Crisis. I'll be reviewing this issue itself, and then after, I'll be giving my thoughts on the crossover as a whole. This issue starts off with Nightwing in nothing but darkness. This is because at the end of last issue, he's possessed by the darkness himself. Nightwing here is remembering his old costumes and old life, resulting in him turning back into Robin when Deathstroke pops up because, like Dick, he was also possessed. Dick and Slade talk about how Slade wasn't even in control exactly. But the heroes aren't winning exactly out there. Many have fallen, or kind of fallen. For example, Ted, Cord, Connor, Hawke, and Firestorm were all killed off, while others are being possessed, with us seeing Superman is now fighting it, or potentially not, because we see him later on in a different panel, perfectly fine, but for some unknown reason we see a quick panel of him weirdly getting possessed by the darkness, so I'm a little confused what's going on there. So things are definitely not going well. Slade and Dick are talking about how things are going, with Slade seemingly being depressed and has given up. But when Dick mentions Rose's name, Slade decides to freak out and attack him. This is because Dick claims that he's not really a good father, which is very accurate. Deathstroke is not a good father to any of his children. Back in the battle, Green Lanterns have created a shield around a group of heroes, consisting of Batgirl, Mr. Terrific, John Kent, and Black Adam. But unluckily comes the cavalry. Sideways opens a portal with him, Damian, Captain Carrick, Power Girl, Red Canary, and other heroes coming out. But the one important here is Dr. Light, aka Kimi Hoshi, who, if you didn't know, in a one-shot was revealed to be actually capable of killing the darkness, giving her a big role in this event, meaning she is, in all purposes, the only one that can save the world. Not even just one world, but all the worlds. We then see the Flash family are trying to use their speed to stabilize the infinite Earths. Kimi Hoshi tells everyone that she needs to get to them and help them, since this is the higher purpose she has always thought she's been ready for. And as a fan of Kimi Hoshi, I'm really happy for her to be given such a big role in a modern day event, because it kind of feels like she kind of has been more or less a background extra for the past decade. Also in the battle, Black Adam is stepping up, going straight for the head of the darkness, and that is Deathstroke, and proceeds to pull a Thor Love and Thunder, and shares his power with all the other heroes, leveling them up, and resulting in Deathstroke actually becoming free. But like when Pariah was killed, the darkness has found a new leader, and this time it's Nightwing. Deathstroke then says he's going to put his daughter to peace, which of course means he's going to kill her, because he thinks that's the only way to free her of the darkness. But Black Adam tackles him, saying that that isn't happening, protecting Rose. Kimi Hoshi finds the Flash family to give them her light, and they do it. They end up saving the multiverse, with Kimio saying that in ways she's the polar opposite of Pariah, with them both being gifted power from the Monitor and both choosing different paths. And all the heroes who were killed are brought back to life, like Ted, Cord, Steel, Connor, Hawke, and Obsidian. However, I'm not entirely sure when Obsidian died. I guess it was probably off-panel, but I was a bit surprised when he randomly popped up. Meanwhile, Black Adam is keeping Deathstroke from killing either Rose or Dick, as Dick embraces the darkness and faces head-on, and he does it. He's free. But before Slade can react, Rose wakes up too and prevents him from doing whatever he planned on. And that's it. The darkness is gone. They had won. We then get quick panels of what happened to the other heroes and villains afterwards. The Bat Family reunite, the JSA came back together, Darkseid goes back to Apocalypse, the Titans rebuild their home, Dinah and Roy look for Oliver, Jim Corrigan and the Spectre once again one the same, and Kimi Hoshi explores her new powers. But as for Deathstroke, he's being held in some kind of containment to keep him alive. However, someone just breaks in and outright kills him. We go back to the heroes just talking about everything that's happened. Hal says he wants to be grounded on Earth for a while Barry and Wally plan to search the multiverse. But they also say how the new characters did very well when it came down to protecting Earth in their absence, and that the Earth has a pretty good set of next generation of heroes. Above in the sky, Black Adam admits he was wrong to John and Clark, and that John did a pretty good job as a hero before telling them that he's creating the League to do his own thing. Batman and Nightwing have a talk, saying he's proud of his son, that when he first started off as Batman, he was dark and brutal, but Dick brought a moment of light to his darkness. It made him proud to see Dick embrace that. And the story ends with him going to face Two-Face, saying there is no longer a League. There's also an epilogue about Amanda Waller that's not really connected to Dark Crisis in a real sense, including a new Suicide Squad, but it's not the story I read this comic for, so let's just say it's a cool backup story, but feels a little misplaced. Now, this issue in itself I thought was great, and as a fan of Dick Grayson and Kimiya Hoshi, I was really happy to see them get their time, and I thought both characters came across really strongly. And so did all the other characters like Batman, Superman, John Kent, etc. Personally, I thought this story did pretty well concluding due to the fact that I thought it was a little messy in the middle and a little messy at the beginning. So I will admit, I think for an ending, this was pretty okay. Not amazing, I will admit. I think it could have been a little bit better, as it was slightly anticlimactic. But I still thought this issue was still great, even if I think for an ending for this story, it was slightly anticlimactic. For the crossover itself, all around, I thought it was pretty good. However, weirdly small. It's clearly meant to be a sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths, but doesn't have the scope as that crossover did, with it not affecting all titles instead just a handful. But even if it was small, I did enjoy it. The Flash Dark Crisis tie-ins I thought were cute and fun, not really deep like the main event, but more or less having fun with the characters and having them interact with other heroes. For example, having the Flash family interact with characters like Animal Man, Power Girl, and Damian Wayne, in my opinion, was a lot of fun. Even having them fight villains like Clarion, who you don't really expect them to fight. Regardless, I had a lot of fun reading that. Even if I do think it was a little disconnected at points, but I was happy that at least towards the end, I thought everything really wrapped up, and I thought it really worked with the main event itself. But for the Young Justice tie-ins, I personally think they were probably the weakest part of the entire event, being an attempt to be tied to the story, yet really isn't, nor was the main story itself intriguing. Instead, the comic comes across as attempting to make a commentary, which I'm not against, and I agree with having diversity in that it is very important. However, the commentary, the way it was done and written, made it come across as the exact opposite as it wanted to, by having no character having a problem with the villain saying sexist, homophobic, and or racist statements, making it as if the heroes don't care, which I think they probably should. The World Without One-Shots I thought really changed the quality issue by issue. The Wonder Woman and Green Lantern ones personally I thought were great, while the Superman one was okay, but really fell off with the backups and almost all of them feeling not great and kind of fell flat and uncreative. The only backup I generally liked was the Black Canary one. But for Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Zatanna, and I believe there was another one, I'm really sorry. Oh, Hawk Girl, that's who it is. I did not think any of their backup issues were generally interesting, despite if the first story was great or not. I thought the Batman one was also okay, but not amazing. But I did like some of the direction, and some of the direction I was like, eh. And as for the other one-shots, personally, I think I really liked them. Either it's Warzone or The Darkness, I liked seeing the newest hero, Red Canary, in action, a lot of highlighting other heroes who weren't highlighted in the main story itself. Either it be Power Girl, Sideways, or Raven. And that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!